Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nazarene Veronica and I'm back with another reaction video today. So I'll be reacting to a video called Is the World Economic Forum Coming for Private Vehicle Owners? I already know the answer to this, but let's have a look at the video.
Let's go to this. The World Economic Forum is coming for your cars. The organization is looking to reduce the number of vehicles around the world. Get this number, by 75% by 2050. The Wall Street Journal editorial board asking, how about the Davos crowd give up their private jets first? And get this, the Biden administration is being hit with a lawsuit for stonewalling Pete Buttigieg's jet records, so he doesn't have to drive because he's jetting around. Right. But Jackie, I just want
There you go, guys. So they want you to stop owning cars because apparently it's bad for climate change and global warming, which is also a scam. But it's so bad for climate change and global warming. So you're not allowed to own cars, guys. But they can use private jets to get around. That's okay, because apparently if they do it, it doesn't affect global warming. What the hell? Like, the amount of emissions that come out of private jets compared to your car, you can't even compare the two. So if that's the argument they're going to use, at least stick by your own rules and don't be a massive hypocrite. But obviously people, normies, they'll look at that and be like, oh, okay, well, you know, they're obviously a different breed of human, so they can do that. But I'm just going to listen to them, and I'm going to not own my car. I'll use public transport. It's quite embarrassing.
to say this World Economic Forum report, it's called the Urban Mobility Scorecard Tool. You and I get accused.
Scorecard tool, yeah? Oh, sounds a bit like a social credit system.
Accused of overthinking things. But notice the title of that, Urban Mobility Scorecard. In other words, they don't want you to drive.
No.
They want you to live in a city. And for your mobility, you can depend on public transport.
First of all, public transport is so rubbish. You cannot depend on public transport. I use public transport myself at the moment, and I'm telling you now, the amount of times that it's come late, like the bus has come late, or the tube has come late, or the train has come late, or it's delayed, or it's cancelled. You can't depend on public transport. And also, the amount of rules they could impose using public transport. For example, in the past 3 years, they told you have to wear a face nappy on your face, otherwise you can't come on this bus, or you can't come on this tube, or you can't come on this train. The amount of times I got kicked off public transport just for not wearing a face nappy. Crazy. So they did that with face nappies. Okay, cool. Some may say that's not that bad. Okay, what else could they do it with though? Think ahead. They're not going to carry on doing it with face nappies. They'll think of another emergency protocol that they have to follow. They'll create another event like they created the last one, and then they'll tell you, oh, you have to have this now to travel using public transport, or oh, you need to be injected with something in order to use our public transport. If you have a car, you don't have to do that. There are no rules you have to abide by. You set your own rules. You can get in your own car. You can travel wherever you want to. But they don't want that. They want to be able to control you with something. So obviously, public transport is a great way to do that.
In our city, you could be killed if you rely on public transport.
It's a control tool.
Yeah.
It's about control, Jackie.
And when it comes to Buttigieg and John Kerry and the hypocrisy, right, of them flying around in private jets, they're too important, Brian. They're so important that they're supposed to maximize the efficiency of the jets. And we have to be able to set that aside to maximize the efficiency of John Kerry and the hypocrisy, right, of them flying around in private jets. They're too important, Brian. They're so important that they're supposed to maximize the efficiency of the jets. And we have to be able to set that aside, but everybody else has to follow the rules. And so that's where some of this psychology gets pretty crazy too. You wonder why they're allowed, but they want to take our cars?
I think the outrage for me stems from COVID, when I had Gavin Newsom going to the French Laundry. I had Nancy Pelosi going to her hair salon. And meanwhile, we're cooking brownies at home for the 10th day in a row and doing our own hair dye because it's rules for thee, but not for me. And we all had to participate in the rules, but they didn't have to do the lockdowns and the shutdown.
How about Nancy Pelosi's ice cream drawer, too? Remember that? $10 a pop.
If you're the self-appointed important, you can do whatever you want.
That is the
you got it.
anger
That's the formula.
and the outrage.
There you go.
Okay, well, she's angry that she chose to stick by these rules they were setting her. Okay, fair enough. I get where the anger's coming from, but you didn't have to do that. You just thought you did. There are many people who did not stick by the rules. You don't, this is the thing. I get maybe she woke up later after it happened and now she understands what was going on at the time, but back then she didn't understand. Okay, cool. But this is the thing, I feel like they're just like half awake. They don't fully understand what's going on because she's like, oh, we had to stay at home, we had to do this, we had to bake brownies, and they were doing whatever they wanted to, and we had to do this. You didn't have to do anything. That's your own victim mentality coming in. Take responsibility for your actions. You chose to stick by the rules. You stuck by the rules, you know. I didn't stick by the rules. Many people didn't stick by the rules. You know, you can't blame them for your mentality and your weakness. That's up to you. Unless they actually stood outside your door with a gun saying you're not allowed to go outside. I get that. But they didn't do that. Anyway, I go on a rant. My point is, after watching this video, you know, all that's going through my mind is what they're trying to do is remove our ability to use our own forms of transport so they can control us through using public transport, and so that they have control over where we are. If they, you know, their plans are to have driverless vehicles come to our house and, you know, we get inside the driverless vehicles, we tell them where we're going, and then we go to the place that they take us to, that we've told them we're going to. It's crazy, but they're going to know exactly where we're traveling to. They're going to know what time we traveled there. We're going to have no privacy anymore, basically. There'll be no, okay, I'm going to go here, you know, secretly. No one will know where I'm going. They will know where you're going because you have to tell them where you're going before you go there. So they might even do a thing where if you're going somewhere they don't want you to go to, they can say, you're not coming here, you're not going there, we're not going to take you to this destination. I believe they're going to do that one day. We'll see. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Can you see this happening? And how do you think we could stop it from happening, if at all? Let me know what you think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And I'll see you in the next video.